Hello, I'm back after a brief absence. Truth be told, this was not what I had planned for my next video, but today we are going to be storing a bunch of new photo cards in my two binders. As you can see, I've got a pretty nice stack of photo cards here. I counted at one point and I know it was over 40, but like I said, this was not my original plan for my next video. That was actually going to be another Mercari unboxing, but unfortunately my current video setup kind of bit the dust. I filmed the twice unboxing at the same time as the Mercari unboxing, and for whatever reason, although the twice one turned out okay, the Mercari unboxing was basically like watching a really bad flip book. So forever on, we shall refer to that as the lost episode of Ninjeff's Collection Diaries, or whatever we end up calling this in the future. But yeah, we've got a nice selection of cards today, spread across all of my girls. As always, we'll be starting with Seulgi and Red Velvet and moving on to Kim Lip and Momo and whoever else I might happen to have in this stack. There is one surprise which would not have been a surprise if, that video had survived. So with all that being said, let's hop into it. So as always, our first order of business is going through my Seulgi / Red Velvet binder. Quite a few updates this time. So first things first, we actually have the red card. I mentioned it before, but I did not pull Seulgi from my copy of the red. I actually got Joy. And I've actually been trading on Instagram, so I no longer actually have that Joy, sadly, cute as she was. But it did help me get another card, which I am still waiting on. So that will not be part of that, but it is a very exciting addition to my collection. When it arrives, hopefully soon, it'll be in the next video, I'm sure. All right, and then no Rookie or Red Summer, but as part of my Mercari haul, I did manage to pick up both of these cards from Perfect Velvet, aka the Peekaboo album. And I think I will do, maybe I should do both sideways cards, although they're going different directions. So that's a little annoying, but that's photo cards for you. We're actually doing really, really good on the Seulgi collection. I was looking at my template just last night, and I believe it's something like 8 to 10 if you don't count glitter tears, which at this point I kind of don't. Then we have like one of the more exciting additions to the binder this time. I grabbed the Seulgi Kino card from Reva Festival Day 1. Isn't she so cute? I just love that pouty face she has. But yeah, I got this from a seller on Instagram from, of all places, Switzerland. I haven't really been keen to buy from international sellers, but with this and one other thing I have coming, I decided to make an exception. I figure if something is a good price and a little bit on the less common side, I'm willing to deal with international shipping and any sort of conversion fees. And although this Seulgi was not the best price I've ever seen, it's probably the second best price. And I may never see the cheaper price ever again. These cards are just so hard to come by. They get snatched up very quickly. And then I think we're finishing day 2. That's the next thing. So next up, we have this guidebook version of Seulgi. And then we also have the other day 2 version. Seulgi really coming along this time. And it's really good because they just announced, and by they I mean SM officially announced what everyone's been speculating about, which is Seulgi is going to have a solo album in the not too distant future. So I kind of need to get her in about as good of a spot as I can so that I'm ready for all of the solo cards that will inevitably come out. I'm guessing if Key's recent solo album is any indication, it's probably going to be something like 8 to 10. I forget exactly how many cards Key is including in his album. My wife, obviously, she would know that better than I would. All right, next up we have a new unit card. We have, I'm pretty sure this is the Monster Top Note unit. I have this marked as Irene and Seulgi Unit 2 for Top Note. If I'm wrong, apologies, I'll figure it out later. And then we also have Bottom Note. So I think I'll just make this the first one. I don't really know. If I decide I want it somewhere else, I guess I can do that off camera. All right, and so we're very close, as you can see, with Irene and Seulgi's album. We've got just one solo card and 2 units. Last, but certainly not least for Seulgi, we have her Queens, her Queendom Queens card. This one, which I very much wanted last time. I really like this purple or blue outfit. I hear people call it different things. I call it purple, personally, but I understand if you think it's blue. It's like that whole black and gold dress thing from a few years ago. But that is it for the photo cards. I do have one more Seulgi thing. I have a couple new postcards. As part of my Mercari order, I actually grabbed these 2 postcards from their 7th anniversary fan meet interview, volume 7. And I've always been such a big fan of Orange Hair Seulgi, both from Queendom, but also Russian Roulette era, that these were kind of on my wish list for a while. So I figured, why not pick them up? Pricing wasn't too bad. I didn't have to buy the whole interview set, which is how sometimes these things work. And they fit nicely in these single pocket pages. So now I have these lovely postcards in my photo book. But moving on, that was it for Seulgi, but we do have some Red Velvet left to do. We have a couple things, actually. We're not only finishing Russian Roulette, since I picked up my much sought after Irene card, but we have another set that we will be tackling today. And actually, it'll be complete. Perfectly honest, it's going to be complete today because I have everything I need. So yeah, so this is Irene's Russian Roulette. Just such a pretty card, her pretty dress, the purple hair, super nice. Absolutely love it. And Russian Roulette is one of like 3 songs that I feel like are pretty important to my history as a K-pop fan. They were some of the earliest songs that I heard and like introduced me to various groups. Obviously, my gateway, as I've said before, is Twice's like Ooh Ah, but I have very strong memories of going to a like work lunch at a Korean barbecue place, and the 3 songs I remember hearing that I had to immediately look up were Red Velvet's Russian Roulette, Kim Lip's Eclipse, and then also Momoland's Boom Boom, which I believe was like a pretty viral hit at that time. But yeah, so we finally have our OT5 Russian Roulette set. Irene is such a tricky girl to track down for a decent price. I'm very nervous that the 2 sets that I'm gonna have after today may end up being the only 2 sets I ever have. But speaking of a second set, we're actually going to be pulling Wendy out of here, and I'll have to reorganize this later, but we actually have the remaining 3 ice cream cake cards. So we have Irene and Joy, and lastly, Yeri. So I'll need to add a 4 pocket and put it first, since obviously Ice Cream Cake was not their debut song, but their debut as a full group. So it will go first in this section. And there we have it. Full set for Ice Cream Cake and Russian Roulette. If I could choose the next one that I could pick up, honestly, I would love to have both versions of the Red Summer and RBB. Those are like my 3 that I would love to grab. There's a couple others that I wouldn't mind picking up, but like those are top priority. Those are the Irene cards that I go looking for the most, and they get snatched up very quick. And if they're not snatched up very quick, they're very expensive. Sometimes both. Sometimes they're very expensive and they get bought very quickly. But yeah, that is actually going to be it for Red Velvet. Oh, I lied. That's not actually it for Red Velvet. We do actually have 2 more things. The last time I did this, I was putting away this Yeri receipt from Reva Festival finale, and I spent the next couple weeks after that hunting down my final 2. So we actually have the full OT5 set of these receipts, bookmarks, whatever you want to call them. They're larger inclusions. They fit nice in a 2-pocket. And so we're just going to slide these girls. Okay, and there we have it. We have all 5 of the girls. Irene, Wendy, Joy, Yeri, and then back over in the Seulgi section, we have Seulgi. So that's good. 1 random larger inclusion collection complete. But that is it for Red Velvet. Why don't we move on to my other girls? Okay. Girl Groups binder. Like I said, we have a little bit of everything this time. We've got our Kim Lips, we got our Momos, and then we also have somebody I don't collect. I picked up an album as part of that Mercari order, and so I did pull 1 photo card from that I will be slotting into my miscellaneous section at the end. But once again, got my lovely Polaroids and my stickers, and surprise, surprise, I actually managed to find Lip in her rainbow outfit. Like so many things in life, wish it were a little cheaper, but what can one do? Not the most expensive card on the planet. Thankfully, the exchange rate in Japan is such that even a slightly pricier card ends up being more reasonable after the exchange rate, even when you factor in the proxy fees and stuff like that. But yeah, look at her. We got our rainbow outfit. And then we're also going to finish Kim Lip and Jin Soul. Very nice, very nice. And then in my last video where I did my setup for future cards, I added all of these odd eye circle fillers, and I actually made some good progress on that. We have, what do we got here? We have 3 cards. We have Kim Lip, Cherry, and a very pretty group card with all of them. Unfortunately, Jin Soul seems to be the one that is the trickiest to lay my hands on. I honestly think I'm going to finish Max and Match first because I have some stuff on the way and I know where I can get one of the other things I need. And then, of course, I already have Jin Soul. So by next video, well, hopefully I will have it completely done, but at the very least, I will only have this card left, which will be good. The more pre-debut stuff I get done, the less I have to worry about later when another comeback shows up. And then still no luck on any plus cards. I look, they go pretty quick. It's tough. And then we have a couple more from Midnight. We have finished this set. The tan set, I don't know what you call it, but it's version B. Making good progress on these earlier sets. My hope is by the end of the year, I can have, except for maybe like plus and XX, I will be completely caught up with Lip. I do have 1 other card. This is an and card. I believe this is also B version. I'm just making slow progress. I've got basically like 3 full sets spread across both Midnight and that I haven't even started. I'm hoping that I can just grab like each set fully in one go. Unless I've already started a set like I have here, or even here, I'm not piecemealing some of the remaining cards that I have for Midnight and then we have Flip That. We are so very close. Version A. Oh, I have version A. I always forget which one I have. So we have version A, the final version A. There she is. Very pretty card. One of my favorites, honestly. I don't know, something about like having the earrings like more on display is very pretty. Even though they're in the other 2, it's like they're just kind of the focal point. Version B is on the way. And then we have both versions C and D. So we are only missing a single Lip from Flip That. So very nice, very nice. I also kind of came up with this nice little layout where I have my AR cards next to some of my pulls. I'll need to get a Yojin to kind of finish this out. And then I need to figure out what to do with Lip because she's kind of the odd person out. Maybe I'll like pick up a POB or something to sit next to her so that she doesn't feel so out of place. Still no progress on Hula Hoop. We do have our Luminous albums coming at the end of the month. We don't have the companion for the Lunaverse on Wave, and no updates on Lunaverse From. These two cards are just going to give me no end of trouble, but we do have some new concert cards. So, as I think I said previously, I did go see LOONA in San Francisco. Although I can't say it was the greatest concert going experience I've ever had. It was just such a joy to see the girls in person. They put on a really good show despite everything that was going on. I did not do the VIP meet and greet, whatever you call it, but I did find some people who were selling the concert cards. I actually picked up 3, but I'm still waiting on the most important one. But I do have these 2. We have Jinsol and Eve. I would have loved to know when these cards were announced that they were going to be their outfits from Butterfly, from the Butterfly performance on Queendom, because I really, really loved those outfits and like their hair and everything. I guess it worked out because I'm still waiting on Lip, but I did an initial claim from a group order manager for Lip, and then once the cards were revealed, I was like, oh crap, well, I gotta grab Jinsol and Eve, and I'll probably have to go back and grab maybe Vivi or Yojin. They're both very cute cards. But yeah, so next time, hopefully, I will have my Kim Lip card, but for now, we have these 2 lovely ladies, and that is almost it for Kim Lip, but we do have one last thing. I don't really have a great place for it, but I did get the Orbit 4.0 card for Kim Lip as part of my Mercari order. I'm just going to slot her in right back here. And that will do it for LOONA. All right, and now we have Momo. Momo, I think I'm finally starting to figure out how I want to collect her moving forward. It's a little more complicated than I can kind of go into, and I don't really have any great examples except for one. So I think I'll save that for when I have a few more cards to go through. But we are completing this first page. So we have our The Story Begins card, and then we have both page 2 cards, which unfortunately will have to go in here without sleeves because I was going to say I think they fit in my Titan Shield sleeves, but I don't think that's true. I don't think they fit in the sleeves, but they will fit in these pages as long as you don't sleeve them. It's kind of strange that they made like such a big card by comparison. Like look at that difference in size. Not really sure what was going on there. So yeah, so now we have her like Uara card sitting next to the nice sticker. And we have these page 2 cards. Very good. At least now my first page isn't just a bunch of fillers. So that's nice. No updates, obviously, here. These are finished, basically. I'm still trying to get another What is Love card, having a bit of difficulty. And then I do have 2 more Summer Nights cards. We have this one, the Dance the Night Away card, and the Line Border card. I'm starting to figure out what people call these things. At least I'm trying. Some of them, they kind of make sense. You know, line border versus, I don't know, rainbow border or glitter border. I don't know. So yeah, we got another full page. This will not be the end of Dance the Night Away. I have, I think, another full page of cards I want to pick up for this. There's some really cute Momo cards for this set. No More and More cards, unfortunately, but we do have some Eyes Wide Open cards. I found a seller on Instagram who was selling both of Momo's flower cards, so I picked them up, and I think I will do like so. There we go. Very pretty. These are just so aesthetic. It'll be nice when, I don't know, maybe I'll pick up Mina's like companion or pick up Sana's. I'll do something. Make this very aesthetic. No more alcohol-free cards, or what is this album? Taste of Love, Taste of Love. We're working on it. I made a trade recently, so I should get that in the future. I've been doing a lot of trading on Instagram, honestly. The Between 1 and 2 kind of got the trading bug in me, so I've been working on quite a few trades, and unfortunately I shouldn't even say not all of them. Most of them have not arrived, but they are in progress. But speaking of Between 1 and 2, I do, as the last little bit of Momo, I have received 2 of her cards. One of these was a trade. I actually traded my Tiger Che for Peach Momo. That was pretty high in demand, so it was like the first thing that went. And then this I actually bought from, of all people, a viewer. I didn't realize when I was making the deal that the person was a viewer, and they didn't even know either until I posted a story advertising my Twice video, and then they made the connection and were like, wait a second, I'm actually subscribed to you. How funny. And it really is funny, because last I checked, we're in the 30s as far as subscribers. So that's a pretty small audience of people to like randomly bump into. I think at this point I have everything except for the target card. I still have not managed to trade my Chewy target card for Momo, but everything else is in process. I got all the cards, the message card, the film strip, the postcard, even the big member poster. I managed to find a trade for that. So except for the target card, we basically have the full Momo set. It was surprisingly easy and also surprisingly fun. I didn't realize how much fun trading could be. So like I said, it kind of got the bug in me. So I've been going through and trying to see what other trades I can make with my various Twice and LOONA members that I don't collect. So if you have watched a previous video and are thinking to yourself, hey, what happened to that card? It's either on my Instagram sell page or it's already been traded. But that is it for Twice. Now, finally, we have what I call my miscellaneous, my non-collect. We have our Yukika, we have G-Friend, specifically Cindy, and we have Wuju Sonyo, and some larger inclusions. Like I said, I picked up for me, a random album. It's not really that random because I do really like this group, but I have not until recently like bought anything of theirs. I bought the Eclipse album for EXID, who are definitely like one of the older groups that I really love. I'm still a little sad that they haven't made any music in years. They all left their label. We'll see what happens in the future, but the Eclipse album is definitely one of my favorites that they've done, as well as Full Moon, which is probably my next priority to try to pick up. There's only one photo card. It's just this nice group card, but that works out because I'm not planning to like collect them. So it's just fine with me to have a nice group card. The only downside is there's no Seulgi, who is just such a talented singer. But yeah, so that is it for today's photo card storing. So that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I always appreciate if you give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. I should be back pretty soon with more videos. I've got a nice little schedule planned out with both my stuff as well as some stuff coming from my wife that she's going to let me unbox and post. So Shaw Wolves rejoice. I'm still sad that you won't get to see all of the key cards that she received as part of the last order, but we'll do like a walkthrough of her binder at some point in the future. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. So long.